Thank you, Tori. Well, the time now is 7:45. With 2 weeks to go before the last of the presidential primaries, Democrats Barack Obama and Hillary Clinton both take their campaigns to Florida today. Clinton won the Democratic primary in Kentucky yesterday, but Obama won Oregon. He's now captured a majority of the pledged delegates, but Clinton continues to insist she's staying in the race. Our political analyst, Mark Curtis, joins us live this morning from Beaverton, Oregon. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, Ross.
Well, Barack Obama now has won the majority of delegates. How long do you expect this thing to go on?
Well, I think a couple more weeks. I think the thing to focus on now is how quickly some of those superdelegates jump on the Obama bandwagon. There are only 3 primaries left: Puerto Rico, South Dakota, and Montana. There are not enough delegates in those states to push Obama over the top in and of itself. So he needs the superdelegates, and I think we're going to see perhaps later today and in the next week a surge of those superdelegates to his side.
But it seems like Hillary Clinton's win in Kentucky, I mean, it really validates much of what she's saying, not only Kentucky, but West Virginia last week, that she can get that popular vote.
Well, I think that's the interesting dilemma here for Obama. It's all but certain he's going to be the nominee. The big question now is, can he win in November? And that's the argument Hillary Clinton is making, that among white-collar, working-class white voters in places such as Kentucky and West Virginia, he has difficulty getting those votes. And the exit polls last night in Kentucky, 1/3 of Democratic voters said they would not turn out for Barack Obama in the fall, and that's very troublesome because he has to win some of those states to become president.
Why did Barack Obama go to Iowa yesterday, even before the votes were counted in Oregon?
Well, it was a photo op. They were calling it the victory lap. He wanted to go back to the place where he really started this improbable rise to the Democratic nomination, and that was with the Iowa caucuses back on January 3rd. So he wanted to be there, and much to the disappointment of people here in Portland, a lot of folks last night I talked to wished he would have been here to declare victory and give his over-the-top speech here, but he chose Des Moines. Obviously, Iowa's a battleground state. He needs to win in November as well. So it's political strategy more than geography here.
The issues yesterday between what happened in Kentucky and what happened in Oregon were a little different. What I've been reading, it looks like the people in Oregon more concerned about Iraq and like the environment. In Kentucky, the economy.
Yeah, it was fascinating to see, especially in the television ads. When I got off the plane the other night here in Oregon and turned on the TV set in my hotel room, it was commercial after commercial after commercial, and all about the environment. Now, I had just come from West Virginia last week and North Carolina the week before. People there talking strictly about the economy. So this is going to be a very regional campaign as we move around the country in the fall. But really here on the West Coast, we know it in California, but in Oregon, the environment is really one of the number one issues, and of course that's all tied into the economy as well.
I know you worked in the Capitol for a long time. You had many times to meet Ted Kennedy, and since he's in the news so much now about this new diagnosis on his health, what impact all that's going on with him will he have on this campaign and all the nice things that are being said on both sides of the aisle about this man?
Yeah, you know, it's very sad, and you're right. It is a bipartisan, heartfelt sadness. Certainly the campaign, he was a big backer of Barack Obama. And, that was tough on the Clintons because he had been very close to Bill and Hillary Clinton, but he broke with them and endorsed Barack Obama. The impact of that, of course, remains to be seen. You know, on a personal note, the United States Senate is a club of 100 people. It's often called the most exclusive club in the world. And, we in the press always focus about the clashes, the confrontations between Democrats and Republicans. But there's a collegiality there that is just amazing. They truly love and respect each other. And I think as a measure of that, it's interesting to note that Ted Kennedy's closest friend, his best friend in the Senate, is Republican Orrin Hatch of Utah. I mean, who'd have think an Irish Catholic from Boston who's a liberal would be best friends with a conservative Mormon from Salt Lake City, but they are, and that's kind of an indication of what the U.S. Senate is like, and they truly love and respect each other despite the ideological divide.
All right, Mario, thanks for talking with us this morning. Have a safe trip home. I'll remind everybody they can read your blog on markcurtismedia.com, and we'll see you when you return. Time now is 7:49. Let's go back to the desk.